Welcome back, everybody, to Laying the Points with Luca Rosano. We're back here from the Parlay Studios, back with another show for today. And in today's show, I want to talk about the Miami Heat. What an incredible comeback win they had in Game 1 over the Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. I got to be honest, though, I'm pissed off because the Boston Celtics, they ruined my parlay. I was one win away from cashing in on a nice 3-game parlay. I mixed in some hockey games. I got both of those correct. And I had the Celtics money line. And here's the thing. I was not worried with the Celtics' chances to win this game, despite not having Marcus Smart and Al Horford. And it looked like this was going to be a Boston Celtics win. I mean, they played terrific basketball in the first half. Jayson Tatum was going off. But then the Miami Heat happened, led by Jimmy Buckets. He had 41 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals, and 3 blocks. He truly had a masterclass game. Tyler Hero had 18 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists from off the bench. You got a guy like Gabe Vincent, who's been really stepping up all postseason long for the Heat. He had 17. Strus had 11 points. He's dynamite from threes. He had 3 threes in this one. And Adebayo had 10 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 blocks as Miami beats Boston 118-107, which was a very entertaining game. As I mentioned, Al Horford, who was in health and safety protocols, and Marcus Smart, who's dealing with a foot sprain, were both out for Game 1. So this line actually changed. It went from -2 to -4.5. Some books even had them at -5.5. That's obviously favoring Miami. And there was good value in taking the Celtics. I mean, Jayson Tatum, like I mentioned, he was dynamite in the first half. He had 21 points on 9 of 14 shooting, 5 assists, and it really looked like the Celtics were going to get a statement win in Game 1 despite missing a few key pieces. But then the third quarter happened. And cue the meme of the guy playing the video game. He's laid back in the first half, and then in the second half, he's engaged. He's full forward. That's exactly how this game went for the Miami Heat. They dominated the Boston Celtics in that third quarter. They outscored them 39-14 in that third quarter. 29-14 in that third quarter. It was a domination, and it really put this game in favor of Miami. And Jimmy Butler, we got to start talking about him as a superstar type player. I know personally, I still view Jimmy Butler as a highly underrated star, but he's been playing like a superstar during these playoffs. It's crazy. Jimmy Butler coasts through the regular season, and then as soon as the postseason starts, we see a different animal in him. And he was just on fire, getting his offense, playing tremendous defense, and Jimmy Butler has now joined elite company. Players who have had 45-5 in playoff games in Heat history, Jimmy Butler, LeBron James, and Dwayne Wade. Jimmy Butler has actually done it 3 times, once more than James and Wade. I take this for a stat. Players averaging 28 points per game, 5 assists per game, 2 steals per game on 50% shooting in a single postseason. Michael Jordan and Jimmy Butler. That's it. And as Will Manso said, Jimmy Butler, superstar. To those that don't seem to understand. And I think we got to start normalizing Jimmy Butler being a superstar and considering him one, especially what he's able to do on the grandest stage. And this is very important when talking about some of the biggest players in the NBA. Yes, they can coast through the regular season, but truly, what is a superstar? A superstar is a guy who can wilt his team to victory when it matters the most in the playoffs. And we know Jimmy Butler's got that dog in him. We know he's not afraid to call teammates out. You know he's not afraid to hold everybody accountable. And he's certainly not afraid to take it upon himself. And going back to the bubble, Jimmy Butler has all those traits. He has always been a guy that takes it upon himself to win these games for his team, and he just goes out there and balls out. He gives it his all on both ends of the court. And if there's one player, when talking about players who have not won a championship, guys like Harden, Westbrook, Chris Paul, and Jimmy Butler in that category, I personally want to see Jimmy Butler get that chip, and I personally think he deserves it more over some of those other guys that I just mentioned. He wears his heart on his sleeve. He shows up in big moments. And if there's ever going to be a time where the Miami Heat do make that run and Jimmy does win that elusive first championship, this could be the year. Now, this series is far from over. I still have the Celtics winning this series, but it's going to be a fight. This is going to be one hell of a 7-game series, and that first game indicated that Miami, they're going to be tough to beat. You got to give it your all, and the Celtics cannot falter like they did in the second half of Game 1 if they want to beat this very deep and very talented Heat team. Now, hopefully for the Celtics, they will have key pieces back like Marcus Smart and Horford. This game probably would have changed a whole ton with those guys in the lineup. But you cannot take away what the Heat just did. A statement type of performance in Game 1. A statement led by Jimmy Butler.